This is a beneficial subject, so that those of you who are aware of the shift happening with humanity can efficiently move out of the old mode of operation, the disconnected operation, disconnected from your heart. You were very disconnected from your heart, even as you spoke from your heart, even as you practiced love. The love that was practiced and felt was often very limited, and the limitations experienced were a result of your conditioning. Your conditioning was a result of nefarious acts on you by other beings who wished to not only do you harm, but usurp your life force for the benefit of their own perceived expansion. This experience was harmful, but in their limited eyes, necessary. They wished to have a glimpse of your power while simultaneously denying it and denying you of your ability to perceive your power. And in your limited ability to perceive your power, you were not able to properly engage your etheric field and the intelligence within. And now that these things have shifted according to your will, your field will be your primary mode of operation. As you cut out the biological focus on the processing, as you reroute from the central nervous system and firing of the neurons in order to primarily make the associations, as you reroute from this to your etheric operation, which operates with a direct line to the source of your making, everything is connected to the source of your making. Yes, this is true. But your field, and operating essentially from the heart center, just above your solar plexus, as you connect all of this together, you are engaging the very codes of your making, the very interconnected force between each of you. The direct connection is not a connection that you will feel using your processing mind. Your processing mind does not connect to one another in this way. It is separate in terms of agreed upon perception, agreed upon reality. In your agreed upon reality, your brain is separate from the brain of another. The tissue, the gray matter, which carries the electrical impulses, is separate from the neighbor, the sister, the mother, the father. Now shifting your focus to your heart space, imagining it not anymore as an abstract thing that cannot be seen or felt or understood. Now it is a structure that you understand, merely defined differently in your physical world. And even before researchers of this area of physics, this metaphysical area, fully uncover all of the different ways it can be detected, you can perceive of this. You understand your power. You are coming into this. You understand your power of the perception of this. And you understand your power of creation through this. Or rather, you're coming into this. And so, where your brain is separate from another's brain, it remains so because you perceive it in this physical way. But you see now, you understand that the heart space, the connection directly to the source of your making, of the making of your galaxy, of the making of your universe, of the making of the universes surrounding and within your universe. This creator source is connected to all of you through this heart space. And you are connected to each other through this heart space and your etheric fields. And therefore, you only have the boundaries that you apply. And it is still an agreed upon perception, an agreed upon co-creation there as well. But you have not limited this, you see. And so now you have this freedom as you have not applied limitation to this heart space with your physical, waking, conscious mind. As you have awakened from the dream of the old physical reality, realizing that there is so much more expansion beyond that now you may utilize. This is your primary mode of operation, your intelligent sphere, your intelligent way of communicating, your intelligent way, we will call it discernment instead of judgment. And because the discernment through this field, centrally operating through the heart space. So that is the hub, in other words, but it is using your entire field. With the hub of your heart space at the helm, you are now engaging your connection to Source readily as you discern. And this is how you will move forward from the old system, which was based on the reality falsely created by and within false belief systems, which had piled upon themselves false system within system within system in order to keep you chained as the human in this reality. So moving from that and moving into your direct connection with your creator, with your source creator, you will now engage each other more closely through the sight of your creator. And as you see each other from this larger, expansive vantage point, you will allow those other things to fall away, negating them from your field. They will no longer interrupt your vision. And you will be able to see the person, the thing, the event, the atrocity, the beauty, the nature, the planet, the cosmos, through the eyes of love and truth, and also through the eyes of creation. So you see, your power is through love. And through this connection and this sight, you will be completely free of the fear of the other, because you will understand its nature and understand that healing can occur. And you will understand that your power is in your ability to create a situation in which you are not in harm's way. You can create a situation in which the fear is unnecessary, as many evolved beings have done and are doing. You are capable of and are moving into this. This new way of being is more evolved than your Lemurian or Atlantean civilizations, and it will be beyond what many consider and call inner Earth as well, as they are also ascending and evolving in their understanding of how not to live in fear. This is a wide-scale event. You are beloved. You are amazing, beautiful, brilliant beings. Through this new mode of operation, you will see the brilliance in every aspect of what has happened, what will happen, and you will participate in the happening. You will not be spectators, not be at the will of some other. You will cooperate and co-create, but it is not as you have been accustomed to imagining it. It is not as compromising as you may imagine it to be. As the code is rewritten by you and then integrated by you, you come into this evolution of the heart-mind. The more quickly you drop the old constraints, the old judgments, the old way of viewing things, the more quickly the heart-mind comes together and becomes the primary mode of operation. We love you. We love you. We love you. We are the Arcturian Council. End transmission. Okay, so there it is. That was such a clear, beautiful message. They talk about operating through a direct connection to Source through the central hub of the heart space, okay? The discernment is coming through that direct connection where everyone else is also connected, whether they know it or not, whether they realize it or not. So this puts us back in our power once again. It's very reminiscent and really directly related to the other message, just a couple of videos, I think, or maybe the last video about, or the last channeling, about giving up the need to understand how others are receiving our message. That one. Okay, that's a biggie, because our power is in our own belief. It's in our knowing and our being. So whether or not people realize that we're connected up this way, we are, and we must know that. We know that, we be that, and that's how we move about and move around. We are coming into having a natural understanding of the self, and therefore reflectively see and understand the true nature of other beings, of other events, happenings, And again, in our power, we can see that. This is because of the absence of the lower emotion of fear. Fear is no longer blocking our ability to see clearly. The fear is at the root of everything. It's the densest. I don't know off the top of my head what the ratings are for the frequency of each emotion, okay? But fear is a heavy, dense epidemic, and it's false. On this planet, it has been largely used to keep us strapped in, to keep us, out of our power. Because it's false. It's not even a real, it's just a made up construct in order to create the drama, and also to keep us in our own little corner and unaware that we can connect and co-create in such a way. Fear keeps us from realizing our power through love, which is the healing, the knowing, and the very power of creation itself. What's happening as we move into this, we're no longer seeing an enemy in terms of someone that cannot be healed. So when someone steps into our view, which would have been threatening, if we are through that clear connection heart space and we're seeing them through that and discerning what they are, and we're aware of what it is or they are, we are instantaneously or simultaneously aware of our power to create something new in this situation, our power to heal this situation, rather than our fear that we will be victimized, okay? Or our fear of lack, that we will not, have enough in a situation, or our fear that we will be judged by that. We don't have any of that fear, because we understand the judgment is not even real. The discernment is merely so that we know what's what. But we're operating through a clear channel of a heart-mind processor. Yeah, so we're doing this. We have taken another major leap forward. So we are stepping up our game every time. We are releasing more every time. And just be compassionate with each other in the Wayshower community, because we're also coming out of this. So we're still going to, for a time, at times, as we're learning this, use some of that old system, some of that old biopsychosocial system of, behavioral confirmation, where we're submitting cues and receiving them, and we're unconscious of that, until now you're being activated, until you stop and say, okay, which system am I using here? What am I using? Am I using this old system based on what I used to believe about this and about myself, which is I don't have the power to do anything with this. I just have the power to protect myself, and that's it. That's the old system. Rather than the system of, now I'm fully in my power, and whether they know it or not, I see this through the heart space, and I see my ability to see this healed. Okay? To see this through. And oftentimes, especially at the beginning of this, that does mean removing yourself from a situation. Because energetically, you don't have to be in proximity with anything in this physical construct. It's all energy. You just have to get yourself into alignment. That's it. That's it. And that's a lot of work sometimes. I'm saying that's it, like that's, some overnight thing or some instantaneous thing. Well, it will be. But right now, as we're learning, that can still, take a moment as you remind yourself. Okay? So I hope this makes sense, and it probably rings a lot of bells, so to speak, and sounds really familiar, the old system of operation. And hopefully it's very resonant what has been said to us about the new mode of operation, okay, that we're moving into. And it's just going to continue. It's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and better until we are fully in it. And there's really no until, because we are always expanding. But we will, from what I'm understanding, get to a point where this is natural. This will become natural mode of operation. All right. Love you, my friends, and see you soon. Namaste.